My name's Akeisha Brown. I'm the EDI Senior Advisor for Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service. So the workshop is on ways to prevent and challenge bullying, harassment and discrimination across fire and rescue services. I've chosen to do it through the lens of EDI training because I've spent the past 18 months at Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service developing and delivering training to operational and non-operational staff. And I think there's loads of different ways to challenge and prevent bullying and harassment, but I think one of the main ways is through really effective EDI training, so I'm doing it through that lens. So we'll be, first of all, it's a collaborative workshop, so I'll be finding out people's personal experiences of EDI training, whether it's delivering or being a part of it, what the benefits are, what the positives are, and then what the challenges are. I'll be talking them through Manchester Fire's inclusive culture training. We'll do a few of the case studies potentially if we've got time, and then I'll be looking at some other ways in which you can challenge and prevent bullying and harassment, because I think as much as training's important, we need loads of other things to sit alongside that, including staff networks, really good governance from the top downwards, but also a way that staff can have their voices heard from the bottom up as well. Policies, procedures, clarity across the organisation in terms of values and behaviours. So trying to get as much of that in to a 45-minute workshop as possible. AFSA are incredibly important to the fire service. For me personally, in my role, I really look forward to the AFSA conferences because work in EDI can be quite emotionally exhausting, and quiet's probably an understatement. Work in EDI can be emotionally exhausting, and I think having AFSA as an organisation that's there throughout the year, but also have these big annual conferences to bring people together, it gives you that it recharges your batteries, it gives you a renewed sense of energy, it inspires you. We're only halfway through day one and I've already been inspired by the speakers that we've been on this morning. You make so many connections with people who are facing similar struggles to you in terms of EDI across the organisation. You can learn from them, you can share your knowledge so they can learn from you. And you can have fun as well, because I think because it's so emotionally exhausting sometimes, we forget that we are only human and we need to be able to have fun and sometimes talk about the joys as well as the challenges that come with challenging and fighting discrimination. We need to make space for the joys as well, and I think that's what AFSA does. Manchester Fire, I think I'm lucky to work at Manchester Fire because they take EDI very, very seriously, and not just because they have to with the law and public sector duty and stuff, but I think we've got leaders who really care about it. They've recently established a Culture First board, which is chaired by Sunita Gamblin, who's external, and then our Chief Fire Officer as well. They co-chair it, but it's a really open and collaborative space, and it's a meeting that's for me at least, it feels unique in that everybody's voices are welcomed and they encourage people to speak. We sit in kind of an open, almost like a round circle, and that's the effect. It's like, this isn't about hierarchy, this isn't about rank or role, this is about, if you've got a challenge, now's your time to say it, and as a group we'll get it sorted. If there's something that's working really well, or if you've got an idea, now's your time to share it, and as a group we'll kind of support that in the best way we can. So I think having that from the leadership level also then filters down to everybody else. And then from staff level, we've got all our staff networks, we've got an EDI team in place, which we're lucky to have. So yeah, Manchester Fire does take it seriously.